Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to say that. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Amanda. I'm a calligrapher and physical therapist, and I create content for calligraphers, learning calligraphy, and self-care and wellness for calligraphers and creatives. So in this video, we're going to be talking about 3 things that we should stop doing as calligraphers in 2024. This could apply for calligraphers, artists, creatives in general, but this year, we need to stop it. So it's a new year, we're all excited, everyone has their little goals or whatever of stuff that they want to do, what they're excited about, what they're gonna accomplish, myself included, but I feel like when it comes to goals and setting intentions of things that you want to do, what you want to focus on, what you want to be intentional about, I feel like what we emphasize is what we're going to start doing. And I think that we also need to be intentional about what we're going to not do. As we are moving into 2024, as calligraphers, as artists, as creatives, these are things that we should stop doing to help us better meet our goals. All right, let's get into the first thing. So the first thing that we are going to stop doing in 2024 as calligraphers and creatives is comparing our work to other people. Stop it. We've all heard that quote that says comparison is a thief of joy. And when you are comparing your calligraphy, your art or creative journey to somebody else, it really, one, it takes the joy out of what you're doing, but 2, it impedes you from moving forward down the path that, that you are ultimately supposed to be going on. I think something else that comparing yourself to other people does is you start copying those people that you're comparing yourself to. As artists, as calligraphers and creatives, I feel like it's really important that you find your own groove, you find what works for you, you find your signature style, your signature whatever, and rock that out. Like, make it work for you, as opposed to comparing and trying to do what everyone else is doing. So there are so many things that you can do, and it's really easy to try to, just hop on to the next shiny thing. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing. Stick to what works for you and do what you feel like you are supposed to be doing. I feel like it's really important to remember to stay in your lane. There's nothing wrong with trying out new things, but just make sure you're not doing it just because somebody else is doing it. You're doing it because you really want to. You want to enjoy it, you want to try it, and it's what you're all about right now. But yeah, so in 2024, we are not comparing our work and our journey to other people. Another thing about comparing ourselves to others is it really robs you of the journey or the initial stages of being a beginner. When you are a beginner, whether you're learning a new skill or you're starting a new calligraphy or creative business, there are going to be some learning curves that are necessary for your journey to become who you're ultimately meant to be. And if you are constantly comparing your beginning blossoming stages where you are just sprouting out of your little seed to someone who is a fully blossomed rose, you're robbing yourselves of all those little hard nuances that really challenge you to become and work through being your best self. So yeah, don't compare your journey to anybody else's. Stay in your lane, do you, boo, and just ride it out. Ride it out. Enjoy the journey and make it fun, make it yours, and be unique. Okay, number 2, the second thing that we are not going to be doing in 2024 as calligraphers, and this one is more for calligraphy business owners. What we're not going to be doing in 2024 is focusing on being booked, busy, and burnt out. Hustle culture, I'm over it. We're not doing that. It's not for me. I tried it. I did it. It's not cute, okay? Because when you are so focused on getting all of the jobs, when you are so focused on working all of the gigs, doing all the things, what time do you have for yourself? I feel like it's really easy to get caught up in really just trying so hard to be successful. And yes, Listen, I know we need the money. I have so much student loan debt. That's why I'm a physical therapist and I have this creative hobby or job. Because, what's the word I'm looking for? Matthew, what's the word for how everything is more expensive? Inflation. That's the word. Inflation. Listen, inflation, cost of living, it's not getting any cheaper out here in these streets. We all need 2 or 3 jobs. And so I understand that we need all the jobs, all the money, all the clients that we can get, but at what expense? You know what I'm saying? Are we just doing as much work as possible and then we have no time or space to enjoy the life that we've been given? I don't want to be burnt out. I don't want to feel like I have to hustle all the time and get all the jobs just to make ends meet, because there are consequences to living that hustle culture mentality, feeling like you gotta go get it, you gotta work hard, take every gig, take every job, and just working yourself so much to exhaustion. It affects your mental health, it affects your physical health, it affects your relationships. Sometimes it's too much, and you really do have to take a step back and make sure you're taking care of your holistic whole being, your mind, your body, your spirit, your relationships, in-person relationships, not just relationships online, and just really enjoying the life that we've been given by God. Yes, it's great to make all of that money, but how are you doing? How are you doing really? You know what I mean? Whew. I was passionate about that last topic in my throat. Okay, the last thing that we are not doing in 2024 is not practicing. Does that make sense? We're not practicing. We're not practicing. So in 2024, we are going to be practicing, okay? Whether you practice calligraphy as a hobby, you're just getting your feet wet, or if you have a calligraphy business, or whatever your art is that you are creating, I'm trying to use my words carefully. If you call yourself a calligrapher, you need to practice calligraphy. I feel like the only time you're doing calligraphy should not just be when you're doing it for a client. I just want to remind people to yes, you might do this for money or for a job, but also make sure you're doing it for yourself. Calligraphy is a wonderful self-care, therapeutic activity. And I think that it's important to keep it as such. Keep some parts of it for yourself and not lose that first love that you had when you found calligraphy. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Make sure you're practicing. And if you find that you don't like the way that your style looks, take a class, take a workshop, practice. Be intentional about how you practice. It's not just practicing just to practice, but if there's a certain letter, if you don't like the way that you do your P's or your K's, then try some different styles. You can go on Google, search calligraphy P, calligraphy letter K, and look up different styles and ways that people are doing it. There's tons of books that have different exemplars of different styles of calligraphy that you can try. There's tons of different courses and classes that you can learn from in order to really keep your skills fresh and keep practicing so that you get better and better every year. Another little point that I'll make, and I'm picking up my pen for this, if you are a calligraphy artist that aspires to work with luxury clients, you especially need to be practicing in 2024, because luxury clients, they expect exceptional work. And if you are coming up with subpar work, yes, you might get hired for the job once, but you may not get hired again once they see the work that you're producing. So make sure that your work is up to date if you're wanting to be to work with higher end clients, luxury clients, people that are, willing to pay what you're worth. Your skills have to be there. They have to match the price point that you're putting out. And if you're not practicing, your skills may not be where you want them to be. So let's make sure we're practicing in 2024. If you're watching this video and you've never done calligraphy before, but you're really interested in learning, I also have a free guide for beginners It is like the free calligraphy beginner starter guide, and it goes over supplies, the basic drills, and more information that you need to know to start your calligraphy journey. I also have a full online course called Modern Calligraphy Masterclass that teaches you from knowing nothing to everything you need to know to start your modern calligraphy journey. And I'll link both of those things below for you in the description. So as a summary, 3 things that I'm going to stop doing in 2024 as a calligraphy artist is not comparing myself to other people, not focusing on being booked, busy, and burnt out. And then I'm also going to make sure that I'm practicing. I said not practicing, but that's confusing. So the last thing is to make sure that I'm practicing. So that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and like it. But that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.